Almost everyone in the world wants validation. Someone somewhere is telling them that they are not good enough, whether it's a magazine ad or a commercial or a person or society or someone in school, whatever it is, everyone has some level of insecurity on something. Now, I want to help solve that and eliminate those feelings of you're not good enough. But let's focus on one specific thing for this video. Today we're going to be talking specifically about the insecurity of, oh, I can never be good enough because my parents had me as an illegitimate child. It's a very specific need, and I learned this from Oprah Winfrey. She did a speech and Q&A session at the Stanford Graduate School of Business, and the actual whole interview is on YouTube. And it's one of those things I love doing. I love watching billionaires give speeches or interviews for free on YouTube, because one, never in history have we had that level of access to education from such game changers for pretty much free. I mean, we do have to pay for the internet, but that aside, incredible. Second thing is because she's a billionaire. And that's also very shocking, because you would imagine she's rich, but I would have never thought that she was a billionaire. And she is. She's a female African-American billionaire. Incredible woman. And I learned so many stories from this interview and lessons. But specifically today, I want to just talk a bit about this whole idea of, well, I'm not good enough because my parents were screwed up, because I was an illegitimate child and I wasn't supposed to be had, and I was an accident baby or whatever else, because Oprah Winfrey turned out to be an accident baby. Her parents were probably the ultimate form. They had intercourse once, and that one single time that they did so, she was born. And her father never wanted to see this person again. It was a one-time thing. And out of that came a woman who was sexually and physically abused as a child, but then overcame that and became one of the biggest, most influential game changers in the world. So I don't want to make this video overly drawn out or too fluffy. The point is, this is just one example of how your situation and your genetics, or the situation of your parents, doesn't have to determine your life unless you let it. If you believe that on some level, you're restraining yourself, you're not trying, you're not reaching as far as you could. And Oprah, having seen her interview, she's clearly someone who always had this belief and confidence that she could do more, that there was more out there, that there was more to more closely fulfill her potential in the world. And she always moved towards that, and she did not let that stop you. And so, this is a perfectly legitimate way of feeling, but that doesn't mean it's true. It's legitimate because society for thousands of years have set it up this way. They're called bastard children for a reason. It's because society has kind of made it a point to say that, if you were born out of wedlock and your father screwed up by cheating on his wife, then it's somehow your fault. This person who you can't control, who did this stuff, made a poor decision before you were born, somehow it is now it has to haunt your whole life. And that is no longer the case, and it never was. And she had the genetics and skill and talent to succeed. And Oprah is a woman who I think is a great role model. And also, it just shows you that, genetics is a complicated thing. You can have like the most superstar, awesome athlete parents in the world, and they could be perfect in every way. They're the best fathers that you could have, the most successful mother, and all it really does is increase the chances that your child would turn out okay or better than okay, but it's never a guarantee. And just because your parents were not these superstars, it doesn't mean you have no chance at all to become a superstar. And that, I think, is an insight that hopefully will encourage you and push you forward. And if even if you didn't have illegitimate parents, or you were born out of wedlock, uh, like Oprah, which I didn't, or at least I don't think I did, you can still learn a lot from this. And I just found this a very important point because it's not addressed often, and it is one of the many limiting beliefs that can hold someone back. Again, check out the video by Oprah. I learned so many different things. You can search it up on YouTube. It's incredible. I learned how she always trusted her gut, and each time she didn't, she failed. Each time she did, she succeeded. And that's a very interesting thing because I've heard that. And but for her, she used the word instinct. A lot of other successful people said they've said the same thing, like Henry Winkler, and the difference was they always used the word gut. And I've always kind of wondered about that because, I mean, what does that even mean? Like, what if your gut's telling you to do drugs or be greedy or eat more food than you should? So I think you have to draw the line between what she's talking about, and I'm thinking she means instinct. Anyhow, there's so many lessons in this. I just want to give you a little bit of a preview of what you could learn from her video. It already has 2 million views on YouTube. There's literally like lessons on finding your passion, lessons on making the best decision. She said there should be a emotional and logical part to her decisions when she donates money. Otherwise, it doesn't work. It can't be fully emotional or fully logical, or it won't work. And then there's all sorts of other lessons, like she said that when she was growing up, there was a time when she chose not to sue because she knew she would lose, and she knew it was not the right time and place for it because she was mistreated and discriminated against as a woman. And I just found that interesting because it really showed her social intelligence of the situation. Some people were just sued, but she knew it would have been a lost cause and she would have lost money. And so it was a very interesting time and age for her. And you also really learn about her the whole premise behind why she succeeded, why she was always the #1 talk show host. And that's very interesting because it goes back into how a lot of successful people have stronger reasons than making money, and that's what fueled them. And she realized that she was more than an interviewer or talk show host or any of that. She was someone who wanted to raise the consciousness of everyone who watched her show and impact lives for the better. And she used her show as that platform, and because of that, she said that was the reason she succeeded. So it's a very interesting video, and it's an hour long, and if I ever have time, I will watch this again because there's so many golden nuggets in here. And honestly, what I can say for sure is that I enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.